The Wayland Tire Game of the Week, brought to you by Opportunity Bank, Northwestern Energy, Montana Chevy Dealers, the Montana Tobacco Quit Line at 1-800-QUIT-NOW, and U.S. Bank.
Amen.
Father Mark Lenneman with the opening prayer.
At this time, as we pay honor to the United
It's
States
the
of
women's
America.
turn on the Wayland Tire SWX Game of the Week, and it's the Frontier Championships. Hi, everybody. I'm Bruce Parker, along with Joe McMahon. Tonight's championship game, number 1, Carroll College, hosting number 3, Rocky Mountain College.
And we're here with Coach Rochelle Sayers. Coach, you've played this team 3 times this year. You know each other. You're not going to sneak anything by each other. But 3 of those games, 2 of them went into overtime. What do you expect this game to be?
A lot of high scoring. No, this is going to be a defensive battle. Obviously, 2 of the best defensive teams in the country, 2 of the best in the conference, playing each other 4 times. There's no secrets. It's going to come down to just a team that can run their stuff the best and limit their mistakes on both ends of the floor.
The last matchup, you had a couple veteran players step up towards the end of the game, and Britt Johnson and Hannah Dean. Who do you expect, or who are you going to need to step up tonight?
Well, I think everybody. I think this is a game that you just have to cut loose and go for it, and that's kind of what we talked about today. We're going to the national tournament. We've won a conference championship. There's no reason to come in here tight. There's no reason to come in here and feel like this is a must-win situation. Obviously, we want to win, but it's more important for them to go out and execute the things that they've worked on all year and to play the game that they've prepared to play. And if we do that, then we put our best foot forward, and whatever happens from there happens.
All right, thanks, Rochelle. We're going to interview Coach Wes Keller now. I'm now joined by head coach Wes Keller. Coach, 2 defensive teams, 2 of the best defensive teams in the country. These were low-scoring games, all 3 games in the regular season. You expect the same thing tonight?
Yeah, I think both teams really get after it on the defensive end. They feed off of turnovers to help spark their offense. I joked with Coach Sayers last time. I said first team to 50 wins, and it was 49-49 in the regulation in our last game before it went to overtime. So I expect nothing different. Both teams to play extremely hard, and it's going to be a physical battle, and hopefully we're able to put a few more baskets or put a few more points on the board than them tonight.
You got the 2 Joneses leading the way for you guys in the scoring end, but what else do they do besides get the rock in the hole?
No, Michaela does a great job on the defensive end. She's I think up in one of the league leaders as far as steals go, and then Brooke does a good job. She's one of our leading rebounders. So both of those guys do some good things on the defensive end to help spark us on the offensive end.
All right, thanks, Coach. We're going to head to a break, and we'll be returned for the tip-off.
Truck manufacturers these days are producing some pretty powerful trucks. That's why we designed the Michelin Defender LTX MS tire. It's built with stronger advanced compounds that hold up to tougher conditions. The Defender LTX MS has outstanding all-season traction and excellent fuel efficiency backed by our 70,000-mile warranty. So whether it's a working truck or you're hauling your snowmobile or boat, you'll get the most out of every mile. Turn to the experts to find the right Michelin tire for whatever you drive.
Wayland Tire. We know tires.
Hey, what's up? Wait, you vape? You're usually such a control freak.
I'm addicted.
I used to smoke and vape, and the only thing in control was the nicotine. And you have asthma.
Yeah, but mine's just mild.
It doesn't matter. It can still trigger an attack.
I need to quit.
Quitting is the best way to keep your asthma under control. Health in the 406, my friend. It's good. It's getting better.
Hi.
Ready to go, ball in the air, and we're underway. Bruce Parker, should be a great basketball game. Here we go. Off to the left side. Carroll starts with it. That's Lyman and Dowdy.
These teams battling for the Frontier Conference Championship. Bruce Parker, Joe McMahon with you from the Carroll College PE Center. As down the lane goes Hannah Dean. Around Michaela Jones, and she'll lay it up and in.
You know, Joe, we talked about these teams have played 3 times. 3 points separate them. Carroll won twice in Billings, and Rocky won here in Helena.
All 3 outstanding games. Carroll won 58-56 and 57-54. And Rocky wins at 58-50 here in Helena, as Bruce mentioned. So great basketball game. We expect nothing but that tonight. As Jones will turn, have it partially blocked by Dowdy. And Dowdy's going to trigger it out to Dean, who'll find Lyman. Carroll College with playing without their senior leader, Bailey Pasta, tonight.
Puts a little pressure on Lyman, but she's played well as a young student athlete.
She has. Dowdy turns it over. First turnover for the Saints. She's played really well. She's gradually got more minutes as the season wore on. Just a freshman, she and Denny both. So a lot of youth coming back next year for the Fighting Saints. Ball goes into the paint, and they'll kick it right back out. Down the lane with the left hand, putting it up 33. That's Chamberlain. Can't get it to go. Goes out of bounds. It'll be Saint ball. You've watched Rocky play a bunch of times this year. Tell us about this team.
Well, a good basketball team. After a tough season last year with 4 ACL injuries, Wes Keller led them to a 23-7 record this year. He's done an outstanding job coaching in his 4th season as the head coach at Rocky Mountain College. A fun team to watch.
Dean right down the lane on the right side. She'll lay it up and in. And Carroll out to a quick 4-0 advantage just underway here from the PE Center.
And, you know, this is typical for the 3 times these 2 teams met. Carroll always got out to a quick lead.
That's Chamberlain to Farsved. They'll swing it around the perimeter. Michaela Jones will dump it down to the post to Francis. He'll turn, fire it up. Rebound backside by Brooke Jones. She'll turn, put it up over Dean. Partially blocked that time by Dowdy. And Brittany Johnson clears it for the Saints.
Couple blocks early for Carroll College.
Wes Keller in his 4th season, 61-57. He's done a tremendous job this year getting this team on the right road. As Johnson goes to the rack and lays it up and in. But last year, the Battling Bears, 13-19, Wes has really done a tremendous job getting them turned back around.
Yeah, and moved into the national tournament last year, Joe. And this year, after the season last year, Wes said, I don't want the automatic berth. I want to earn a spot. And they've done a great job this year. Ranked number 18 in the country. Got as high as, I believe, number 11 or 12 in the national rankings. And have won 23 games.
Francis from the deep corner right side. Skips it off the backside of the rim and out of bounds. Last touch by Farsved. Yep, they're coming in. You said ranked number 18. Carroll number 11. Montana Western is 15. They're the starting lineup for Carroll College. It's Christine Denny, Lyman, Johnson, Dowdy, and Dean. First 5. Again, missing Bailey Pasta, their senior. Tore her ACL in the semifinal, the tournament semifinal victory. Dean loses it as she starts down the lane right down. That's the 2nd turnover for Carroll. And Farsved comes out of there with it on the steal. So 3 teams headed to that national tournament that starts Wednesday in Billings, Montana. 32 teams, 32 teams, 31 games.
And you know, the announcement will come tomorrow, and Carroll College and Rocky both in. And I'm sure Montana Western will also get a bid as they're ranked in the top 15 as well.
Denny will leave it left side for Johnson. Man-to-man defense for the Battling Bears. Wes Keller, their head coach, with his father, Steve Keller, sitting behind him. They swap seats tonight. Shot up, no good from Christine Denny. But Wes Keller here last night watching his father's team, UM Western men. There's the starting lineup for Rocky, Farsved, Jones, Chamberlain, Brooke Jones, and Michaela Francis. A steal, heading the other way quickly. A 2nd turnover for Rocky, and Saints can't convert it. Lyman with the rebound can't get it to go. Denny gets another rebound and loses it. So turnover there for Carroll. Chamberlain steals it away from Denny, and they'll bring it back up. Trailing 6-0. Played a couple of minutes. Rocky yet to score. And they'll throw it away. Another turnover. That's the 3rd. Salonen's going to check in for Carroll College. Taylor. Keys to the game tonight for Rocky Mountain College. Michaela Jones has to stay foul-free. That's critical. They have to find a way to contain Dowdy and Dean, and they got to have shooters touch. They got to hit those shots, shoot a high field goal percentage for Carroll. They need a floor leader. Bailey Pasta is not available tonight, torn an ACL. They got to shoot well, and they got to keep up with the Joneses, meaning Michaela Jones for Carroll. Brooke, yes. So a turnover for Carroll College. A lot of turnovers early on. I guess nerves tonight, Bruce?
Yeah, I think nerves, championship game. It's, you battle all year to get here for this one, and it's, knowing that both teams are going to get into the national tournament takes a little pressure off, but still you want to win the title.
Francis on the baseline couldn't get it to go, but Brooke Jones steps in front of Lyman and gets a steal. Heads up play by Brooke Jones.
Yeah, Rocky right now, ice cold from the field, still looking for their first points.
They're 0 for 6. Carroll is shooting 50%, 3-6. Down the lane, right side off the glass, nope, but a foul. That was Farsfeet. And Dean picks up her first personal foul.
Haley Farsfeet played her first year at Dickinson State before transferring into Rocky Mountain College, and she's been a starter since she came on campus.
She is from Miles City, is that correct?
No, she is from North Dakota.
North Dakota, okay.
Miles City is Alicia Chamberlain.
Farsfeet's free throw up and in.
I like her shot, though, Joe. She's got a nice jumper. She can shoot from anywhere on the court.
Danny Wagner checks in, a redshirt freshman out of Havre, Montana. Farsfeet trying to get the second point of the night for the Battling Bears, and she does. Good basketball game underway. Glad you could join us from the PE Center. Joe McMahon along with Bruce Parker.
Had a fun one last night with the men. Carroll College winning the title 79-65.
Good basketball
over
game.
Montana Western. It really was. There was a lot of fun things in the game. Pretty exciting.
Up and down the court they went. Got coaches getting into it. It was a little bit of everything. Salonen will turn, put it up off the glass. That won't go.
I heard somebody say today the picture in the paper looked like it was the start of a WWE match.
There you go.
Carson Cunningham and Steve Keller.
There you go. We got a whistle and a foul out front. Brittany Johnson picks it up, her first foul. We got an under 5 media timeout. On the scoreboard, 6-2 our score. Montana Tobacco Quit Line scoreboard, we're out.
Nestled at the base of the Elkhorn Mountains in Montana City, Montana, the Elkhorn Mountain Inn is your ideal location for superb accommodations and excellent service. Opportunity abounds in the great outdoors with convenient access to lakes, biking and hiking trails, golf courses, fishing excursions, and more. Be sure to experience the various museums, shopping, and restaurants downtown Helena has to offer. We'll provide outstanding service and a warm atmosphere for you, including a continental breakfast and free Wi-Fi. Book your room online at elkhornmountainin.com or give us a call, 406-442-6625.
The difference between possible and impossible? It's a person who believes they can, surrounded and supported by others, by us, who believe it too. U.S. Bank, the power of possible.
Back at the PE Center, Michaela Jones leads the Battling Bears at scoring this year at about 13 a game, 12.6. Brooke Jones not far behind at 10.9, shooting 51% from the floor. Brooke Jones is, so a big season for her. For Carroll College, their leading scorer on the season, averaging 12.1 points per game, is Hannah Dean.
Hannah Dean, very physical inside, tough to handle when she gets the ball in the low block, and I'm sure that's where Rochelle Sayers would like to have her stay tonight. We have two good coaches in this one. Rochelle Sayers, 129-79 in her 7th season, and as you mentioned, Wes Keller, 61-57 overall in his 4th season. Both teams over the 20-win mark this season.
Jones to the basket, around Salonen, misses it, gets her own rebound, can't get that to go. Dean gets a rebound, and Michaela Jones picks up a foul.
And that's what she can't do. She can't get the stupid foul. She's got to stay in the game because they need her on the floor. Right now, Rocky Mountain College 0 for 8 from the field.
Still looking for their first field goal with almost 4 minutes gone here in the first quarter. The Battling Bears. Wagner has it on the wing left side. That's Dean. Good matchup there. Dean and Brooke Jones. She'll fire it up over Brooke. Rebound, Taylor Salonen. Get out of Kalispell. Lyman started down the lane, backs it right back out. She'll reset. So falls on Lyman's shoulders to run this offense for Carroll in the absence of Bailey Pasta. She's off to a pretty good start. Salonen couldn't get that one to go. Francis will clear it for Rocky. And the Bears looking for their first field goal on this trip down. We're under 4 to play here in the first quarter. It's 6-2 Carroll. It's Farsfeet to Chamberlain. Farsfeet will dial up a triple, and that'll work. There you go. You get your first bucket, bring your team back within one. It's 6-5.
Yeah, we talked about that jump shot. When she sets her feet like that, she's very dangerous, and she's not afraid to put it up. She had a game earlier this season where she was 1 for 19 from the field, but the next game I think she made like 10 of 13. So
Wagner,
she can score.
Wagner, nice crossover dribble. Goes
Wow.
around the defender, but can't get it to finish. But another offensive rebound for Taylor Salonen, but it's travel. Another turnover for Carroll. That's number 6. Justin Jewell checks in for Rocky along with Ebony Jackson. Substitutions for Wes Keller.
You know, it's nice when you can go 1 for 8 or 1 for 9 from the field and only be down 1 point.
Yeah, that'll work. Now compare that to the men's team for Carroll last night, where they're shooting 80-some% in the first half.
Unbelievable. I've never seen
Crazy.
anything like it. Well, I have. Carroll earlier in the season.
Jones down the lane. That won't go. And Danny Wagner will clear it for the Saints. So Lyman skips across midcourt. He's going to work the left side this time. He's got Wagner in the deep corner. Decides to turn it back this way to Salonen. To Dean on the baseline. Man-to-man defense for the Bears. Dean will spin in the lane, put it up. No, it won't go. Jones did a great job of staying on the floor, just moving her feet.
You might remember the name Brooke Jones. She started her collegiate career here out of Manhattan, Montana, and then transferred off to Dawson Community College before ending up at Rocky.
Nice pass underneath on the cut. Not able to finish it, but going to the free throw line is Ebony Jackson. Beautiful pass from the top of the lane. So Jackson will step to the free throw line. If she can hit them both, she could give Rocky their first lead of the game. As Coach Sayers lobbying for a foul down on the other end. But Hannah Dean had the ball. Free throw up and in. We're knotted up at 6.
Coaches lobby?
Yeah.
Yeah, but think about the story we have in this Frontier Conference Championship. Steve Keller coaching the men, his son Wes coaching the women for 2 different schools. That's kind of a neat story.
It is. And Steve sitting behind Wes. I wonder if he's quiet or if he's whispering some things to him. What do you think? Yeah?
Oh, I think he's quiet tonight. I know he's a lot quieter than he was last night.
Yeah, he was a little noisy early on.
Yeah, he's got a fine basketball team at Montana Western.
Both free throws down, and the Bears lead at 7-6. As Lyman works it across the right side this time, looking for a post up from Dowdy. We got a whistle, and they're going to get number 32, Ebony Jackson, the 6-foot senior, on the hold.
Trying to hold on to Dowdy to keep her from setting up underneath.
It's a good matchup with 2 pretty strong girls, 2 pretty physical young ladies. Ball needs to come in bounds. Wagner dumps it out deep to Lyman. Jaden Lyman, the freshman, heir apparent to Bailey Pasta at the point guard for Carroll next year. She had to step in a little early this year with the injury to Pasta in the last game. Wagner, left side, that's Salonen. She'll go to the baseline, pick it up, back out top. Wagner, we're down to 13 seconds on the shot clock. Into Dowdy, here comes the double team, and Brooke Jones tied her up. Great help defensively that time from Brooke Jones.
Danny Wagner, the sister, the little sister of Gary Wagner and Billy Wagner. Gary Wagner, of course, the starting quarterback in the last national championship team for Carroll College, was the MVP in the national championship game all out of Havre, Montana.
The guy can sing too. Baseline pass up and in, a beautiful feed, and with the finish is Justin Jewell. And Rocky on a 9-0 run here with 1:16 to go in the first quarter. Carroll jumped out to a quick 6-0 lead, but the Bears have shut them down. Dowdy with it. Salonen now skips into the lane, pull up, crossover, nothing there. Good defense from Chamberlain. Lyman with 8 seconds on the shot clock, down the lane right side. Gets it back, fire up a wild one, rims in and out, no good. Great defense that time by the Battling Bears.
The Battling Bears got a road win, and they won at home against Montana Tech in the first round. Then they went to Dillon and beat Montana Western, the number 2 seed.
And not an easy place to win.
And in that game, Joe, they trailed by 12 points in the second half and came back and won by 8 or 9.
They won't quit. As Jones fires up a deep one, that won't go. Michaela Jones with the miss and Salonen with the rebound. Salonen has really progressed this year as a sophomore in this program. She's gradually got more and more minutes each game and has become a significant contributor to the Saint team. 7 seconds on the game clock at the first quarter. And Lyman down the lane. She'll put it up off the glass. That won't go, and that'll do it. Played a quarter. Our score: Rocky 9, Carroll College 6 on the Montana Tobacco Quit Line scoreboard. We're back after these messages.
My financial education basically just consisted of advice my parents gave to me.
They start becoming more aware of what their money is doing and what they're doing with their money.
It's relative, it's timely, it's fresh.
Very engaging, it's easy to follow, and it's interesting.
A lot of our classes are preparing us for college and to think, but this one is preparing us for life.
Our mission here at Opportunity Bank is to provide strong financial futures for Montanans, and we believe that financial literacy plays a big role in that.
In the 1950s, people thought cigarettes were harmless. Today, it's e-cigarettes. Vaping is highly addictive. Plus, there's diethylene glycol used in antifreeze. Lead, formaldehyde, acetone, carcinogens, and toxic chemicals in the vapor. E-cigarettes are not regulated. Corporate tobacco hasn't changed their game, just their technology. If you want to quit, call the Quit Line for free help and FDA-approved medications.
Hi, I want you to pick a new truck for your mom or dad, knowing that they could possibly pass it down to you one day.
Cool.
But you should know that Chevy Silverados are the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road, which means that Ford F-150s are not. Which truck would you pick?
Chevy.
Chevy?
Chevy.
Get 0% financing for 72 months on this 2018 Silverado All-Star, or a total value of over $9,600 when you finance with GM Financial. See your Montana Chevy dealers.
Quarter 2 underway. Carroll with the basketball. Joe McMahon, Bruce Parker with you from the Carroll College PE Center. It is Frontier Conference Championship night on the women's side. Last night, the men's title went to Carroll College, defeating Western. Tonight, it's the ladies' turn on the hilltop, taking on the Battling Bears of Rocky Mountain College. Lyman, Salonen, 2 on the shot clock, fires it up, no good. Dowdy knocks it out of bounds. In fact, Dowdy's going to get called for a foul.
You know, I tell you right now, Rocky's defense, Joe, is outstanding. They're forcing Carroll College to take shots right at the end of the shot clock and not getting great looks at the basket after leading 6-0. A 9-0 run for Carroll. Carroll's done it by not turning the ball over as much, making 4 straight free throws, and still only 2 for 12 from the field.
2 for 13 now on the last miss on the lane, going down the lane as Farsfield can't get it to go. Rebound coming out of there with it is Dean. Yeah, neither team shooting well. 23% for Carroll, 17% for Rocky. As we mentioned a couple of times, Carroll without their senior point guard, their leader, Bailey Pasta, knee injury ended her season in the semifinal game. Brittany Johnson with it. Semifinal, they won against LC State, but they paid dearly for that victory. Hannah Dean knocks down a jumper from the wing left side. Give Johnson the assist, and that brings Carroll back within 1.
Yeah, it stops that run for the Battling Bears. But not having Pasta in the lineup, you know, she is the type of student athlete that could get a shot and made some big hoops in her 4-year career at Carroll College.
Offensive foul that's going right over the top of Hannah Dean was Justin Jewell. Good job defensively that time by Dean. You can see this as she'll start to the baseline. Dean beats her to the side, plants her feet, and an elbow comes out from Jewell right in front of the official.
Yeah, that was pretty easy to call, that one.
Even in your backyard, that's a foul. You got to take that. Lyman, pass kicked into the stands. Some fan that I hope was awake just about ate some leather. He's awake now. Carroll inbound the ball down in front of us. That's Christine Denny. Comes into Lyman. Denny on the hesitation, starts on the lane. We're going the other way. Back-to-back offensive fouls. This time Alicia Chamberlain draws it.
I don't think either one of those were flops either. The one here we'll take a look at. And
nope, that was a hip check. We had an elbow. We had an elbow push off on this end, and down here a hip check. So I don't know what's coming up next, but yeah, they're earning them. That's Francis. Ball fake down the lane around Dowdy. Put it up, no good, but she'll go to the free throw line. Nice move by Michaela Francis.
Yeah, Markayla Francis, just a sophomore, had a great freshman year off the bench for Wes Keller and has played well. She's had some big games this year. In fact, one of the games here in the Carroll PE Center, she made a shot at the buzzer to put it into overtime. So she can shoot the three as well as taking the ball inside.
And she shoots free throws pretty well. She'll knock that one down. Here comes Salonen in for Carroll. Dowdy's going to sit down. Francis out of Great Falls, Montana. Great Falls High? Is that right, Bruce?
Yes,
Kayla?
Great Falls.
Yep. Got a lane violation. So wave off the free throw. Saints trail it by 2. Battling Bears down by 6 to start the game. Came back, went on a 9-0 run. It's now a 1-point game. 2-point game, check that. I can do the math. Lyman across midcourt. Salonen leaves it for Denny, or excuse me, Johnson. Shot up, no good. Rebound, Francis. Francis runs it down. Both teams are settling down a little bit after a frantic start that saw a lot of turnovers. Francis will step back, fire up a deep 2, and knock it down. You just mentioned she gets her feet set. She could shoot that ball. She just did that.
And she likes to shoot it from the outside. I think Wes would rather see her inside, but she can score from a lot of different spots on the floor.
Lyman just about double dribble. Instead, she'll get the ball to Denny. Denny to Hannah Dean. Down the lane, left side, off the glass. It won't go. And we've got a foul on the Saint. It may be Dean. Yep. Lots of offensive fouls. That's her second.
And we've got to have to sit.
We got a media timeout. Media timeout. The score on the Montana Tobacco quit line scoreboard. Rocky 12, Carroll 8. We'll be back at the PE Center after this.
If you got $5, you could get like 9.96 inches of sandwich. Woo! Or you can get a real meal with a charbroiled double cheeseburger, dog, fries, and a cookie. The $5 All-Star Meals, only at Hardee's. If you got $5, you could fill up on a gas station burrito that tastes like diesel and sadness. Or you can choose a real meal with 3 hand-breaded chicken tenders, fries, and a cookie. The $5 All-Star Meals, only at Hardee's.
My financial education basically just consisted of advice my parents gave to me.
They start becoming more aware of what their money is doing and what they're doing with their money.
It's relative, it's timely, it's fresh.
Very engaging, it's easy to follow, and it's interesting.
A lot of our classes are preparing us for college and to think, but this one is preparing us for life.
Our mission here at Opportunity Bank is to provide strong financial futures for Montanans, and we believe that financial literacy plays a big role in that.
We return to the capital city. Joe McMahon, Bruce Parker, and the guys in the stripes doing a great job. Who do we got on the floor tonight, Bruce?
Yeah, you know, Joe, it's a great honor to be selected to officiate the championship game. Mike Fisher, the head of officials. His guys tonight are Tommy Dwyer, Josh Eckert, and Rigo Vasquez.
They're off to a fabulous start. Rocky with the ball out of the timeout. It's Michaela Jones. Leaves it for Jewel, and her shot no good. So neither team shooting very well. 14% for Rocky. Make that 20%. They're 3 of 15. It's been updated. We got a whistle away from the basket. Farsfeet picks up her first foul.
I think these are the first free throws that Carroll College has shot.
You are correct. And Rocky has 5.
5 for 5.
Yep. So Lyman will go to the free throw line. Freshman out of Spokane, Washington. Puts the first one down. Brooke Jones, not a lot of rest.
A couple of freshmen in that lineup. A young team for Rochelle Sayers. She's been to the national tournament a number of times and done a great job this season.
Una Harrington has checked in for Coach Sayers.
I think anytime you can go 23-7 and win your league at 14-4, and I'm telling you, it is a war. As Carson Cunningham mentioned yesterday, it's almost bloodletting.
Yep.
The Frontier Conference is tough.
It is tough. Michaela Jones down the lane, right around Harrington. Shot won't go. Salonen had the rebound. Michaela took it from her, and Salonen took it right back. Harrington to Lyman, and here we go.
Tough miss down low for Michaela Jones. The Batman Bears have missed some layups.
Lyman on the crossover. Now the ball into Harrington. With Francis keeping track of Una. She'll set a ball screen for Lyman. Salonen with it now. We're down to 6. We're down to 5 on the shot clock. Into the lane goes Salonen, and I think Farsvik just bailed her out. She was kind of out of control. She started down the lane and got a blocky foul.
Couple bodies on the floor.
Here comes the replay. She'll hesitate, start down the lane, sees the shot clock running down, and a collision at the top of the lane on the left-hand side results in a Farsvik foul. Alexis Smith checks in for Rocky. 5'9" junior. Ball to be inbounded, or attempted to inbound. It comes out to Lyman from Denny.
Maybe a little bit more low scoring than I thought it was going to be, Joe, but neither team has really found the touch yet.
Playing solid defense, both of them. Inside it goes nicely to Salonen. She just cannot finish it, but the rebound tipped out to Lyman. Free ball on the way from Denny. That won't go. Rebound. We got a whistle and a Saint foul. I think they're going to get Taylor Salonen. That'll be her second personal foul. You got Dowdy on the bench with 2.
You know, both teams really getting good looks.
They are. Michaela Olsen's going to check in for Carroll.
We get a chance tonight. We'll kind of go through the men's all-conference selections that were announced earlier today.
Give our listeners, if you follow the Frontier Conference, the men's division, 2 guesses on who the player of the year might be, right?
Yeah, I think that would be a pretty safe bet.
He's been amazing here. That's for sure.
You know, and last night they didn't have to depend on Ryan Imhoff.
They didn't.
They
had
had
other
Santos.
guys. They had Dane Warp. Yep.
20 points for Warp, almost a triple-double for Santos.
Olsen checks in. Michaela from Lewistown, Montana. Both free throws up and in for Chamberlain. Carroll College with the ball, trailing by 4. 5 minutes to go in the first half. That's Lyman working the right side. Coming up on the U.S. Bank halftime report, we'll get a chance to talk to Carroll Athletic Director Charlie Gross. As Carroll turns it over again on a travel. And also Frontier Conference Commissioner Kent Paulson. Bruce Parker will talk to him first. We'll get some first half highlights, some statistics coming that way. That's all coming up on the U.S. Bank halftime report, so stay with us.
This is the all-new Chevy Equinox. It offers rear seat reminder, built-in 4G LTE Wi-Fi, Apple CarPlay compatibility, and Teen Driver technology. It's crazy. Now to get all of these features, you'd need all 6 of those crossovers.
That's insane.
Yep, and you still wouldn't get everything that's in this Equinox.
6 cars in one.
Get 0% financing for 60 months or $2,250 total cash allowance on this Equinox LT when you finance with GM Financial. See your Montana Chevy dealers.
Hi, I'm Jamie. I'm Nate.
I'm Sarah from Northwestern Energy.
Did you know Northwestern Energy adds that skunky, rotten egg smell to natural gas so you can detect a leak? Natural gas is safe.
But leaks can be dangerous. So if you think you smell a gas leak, follow these safety tips.
Do not attempt to locate the leak. Do not use any electrical switches, appliances, or an open flame.
Get out of the house fast. And from a safe distance, call Northwestern Energy.
Together,
Together, we can deliver a brighter future.
Back at the PE Center, and that men's first conference team, first team conference has been named. I know, Bruce, you've got that list there. So who made the all-conference first team?
Yeah, Jared Samuelson, the transfer from Montana, playing for the Batman Bears, and Billy Drykosen, first team. Darko Kelly from Montana Western. Dom Robinson from Montana Western, outstanding player for Steve Keller. Ryan Reeves, the big guy for MSU Northern, Defensive Player of the Year as well. Grace Martin from Lewis Clark State, and the MVP, Ryan Imhoff from Carroll College, the Coach of the Year, Carson Cunningham.
Kayla Jones head down the lane, pass to the post player rule, and was stolen away by Michaela Olsen. We got a whistle, offensive foul. That's Salonen's third foul. Bruce, that's critical. Right away, Coach Sayers is going to Dowdy to get Salonen out of the game, but she's pushed off with her offhand. Yeah, she'll have to sit.
Couple in foul trouble.
Yep.
2 for Hannah Dean. She's on the bench, and now
Dowdy's got
Salone's
2. She
out.
just came back in.
Yeah, so let's
the bigs for Carroll in some foul trouble. Back we go the other way. Rocky with the ball to the 4-point lead, playing well here. Conference championship up for grabs here on the Frontier Conference tournament. Jones will kick it into the corner. That's Smith. Chamberlain. Back to Michaela Jones. 3 seconds on the shot clock. Brooke Jones, and the shot clock is going to expire as she fires up a wild one. Shot clock violation. So that is turnover number 8. I think Carroll's got 12, but I think that's number 8 for Rocky.
Wow, a lot of turnovers. 20 turnovers already here in the first half.
And these are teams who played 30-plus games. I think they'd have that worked out. Just a lot of nerves tonight.
We'll talk a little bit about that national tournament that'll take place at the Rimrock Auto Arena in Billings, March 14th through the 20th.
Michaela Johnson into the lane, and they're going to call her for steps. Another turnover for Carroll, number 13 on the game. So they have 3 more turnovers than points, and they have played almost 12 minutes of basketball.
Yeah, that's not good. I'm sure Rochelle not happy about that.
Not the way she planned it to go. Farsved will bring it across midcourt for Rocky. The host team for that tournament Bruce was talking about in Billings. Rocky earned their way there this year. No freebie bid needed. Brooke Jones will back it out. Cross court, that's Farsved. Harrington keeping track of her. Smith fires up a triple. That's no good. Brittany Johnson challenges it, and on the rebound, Dowdy and Francis in a wrestling match. And the ball will go to Rocky.
You know, it's a great tournament, Joe. 32 teams, 31 games in 6 days. Tournament sponsored by Rocky Mountain College and Visit Billings. And boy, I'm telling you, a lot of people in Billings have put a lot of time in to make this a great event.
Second year that they have hosted the tournament, hosted it last year. They have it one more time next year. And hopefully more in the future. Ball on the floor, Dowdy down there on it. That's another turnover, number 8 for Rocky. As Dowdy goes to the floor, gets that ball, wrestles it away. Lyman brings it back the other way. Carroll just 10 points. And we played almost 14 minutes of basketball. More than 14, check that, 16. Olsen starts down the lane, pulls it back. We're down to 5 seconds on the shot clock as they feed it into Dowdy. And we got a whistle, a foul on Francis from the backside. Got to bail Carroll out. They didn't have much going there.
That's a couple of those real late in the shot clock fouls for Rocky Mountain College, and it's kind of helped out Carroll College.
Into the game, Justin Jewell, 6-footer. Good size on that bench for Wes Keller.
Now Rocky on a 14-4 run right now after trailing 6-0. We have to probably give them a lot more credit than we are the defense that the teams are playing. Both teams playing pretty good D right now.
Good point, Bruce. Lyman's shot no good. Rebound cleared by Jewell, and here comes Farsved. Looks over to Coach Wes Keller. Gets the offensive set, signals it in, and starts to the right side. That's Francis on the high post. You don't want to leave her there. She's already hit a shot from there. Jewell now. With Michaela Olsen keeping track of her, leaves it for Farsved. Got 6 seconds on the shot clock. Farsved down the right side. Softly off the glass, won't go. Rebound taken away by Brooke Jones. Can't get it back up and in. She stole it away from Harrington. We got a whistle and a blocking foul on Michaela Jones.
Well, I think that might be 2 on Michaela.
It's at least 2. She picked up that first ticky tackle, and you remember, Bruce, earlier on that you commented on that she has to stay out of foul trouble. Now, you're right, that is her second, so Lyman's going to go to the free throw line.
And Wes Keller, I think, is going to go to his bench to try to get Jones out of the lineup.
Lyman, freshman out of Spokane. Makes good on the first free throw. Here comes Chamberlain into the game. Michaela Jones will sit down. It's probably it for her in the first half.
You know, there haven't been a lot of field goals in this game.
There hasn't.
Rocky 3 for 21, and Carroll College 4 for 19.
Collectively, it's not a pretty picture. 7 for 40. Not good. So that comes Rocky Mountain College. First feet will bring it across. She'll work the right side to Jewell. Start over there to Chamberlain. Brooke Jones is going to turn on Dowdy. Fire it cross court into the corner. First feet dribble to the paint. Fire it up. No good. Rebound right there's Chamberlain. Up in and the foul. Alicia Chamberlain hustling in. Found a position on the backside. Got the rebound. Put it up. And Dowdy whacks her. That's her third personal foul. So Chamberlain's going to get it in one, and Dowdy's going to get her third personal foul right there on the arm, as you saw it on the replay.
She's kind of a silent assassin, Joe, this season. Alicia's had a great year. She always has a nice line in the stats, 8 to 10 points, 4 or 5 rebounds, 5 or 6 assists. She's just a real solid player out of Custer County High School in Miles City.
Alicia knocks down the free throw, and the Bears, with their biggest lead, they're up 5 now, 1:21 to go. Again, coming up on the U.S. Bank Halftime Report, we'll get a chance to speak with Carroll Director of Athletics, Charlie Gross, and Frontier Conference Commissioner Kent Paulson. Some first half highlights and statistics. It's all coming up on the U.S. Bank Halftime Report. Shot no good for Carroll. Farspeed with the steal.
We just call him the commish.
Commish, there you go.
And I always look forward to talking to Ken Paulson. He's done such a great job for this league.
Jewell feeds the ball into Francis. She's going to turn, put it off the glass. Had a mismatch there. Couldn't get it to go. She had Brittany Johnson behind her, and she knew it. She begged for that basketball. Wagner's going to pick up a foul, coming over trying to help. Jewell's going to the free throw line. So the Bears on a 17-6 run here since Carroll had that opening 6-0 lead. They're 8 of 8 for the free throw line, make it 9 of 9.
Championship teams make free throws, Joe, and you got to make them in games like this, especially when they're going to be low scoring.
7-point advantage for Rocky. Little three-quarter court token pressure trying to get Carroll a little off their game here. Christine Denny will bring it across to Brittany Johnson. Starts down the lane with the right hand off the glass. It won't go. Rebound. Harrington out to Olson. 23 seconds on the shot clock. 20 seconds on the shot clock. Into the lane goes Denny. She'll turn, put it up. That won't go. Rebound, Carroll again. Harrington's got her second straight offensive rebound.
Well, they've done a good job in the offensive boards.
Want to get a bucket out of this as they count down from 5. Into the lane, up and in. Nice play by Christine Denny. And that's how the half will end. So, on the Montana Tobacco Quitline scoreboard, it's Rocky Mountain 19, Carroll College 14. We'll be back. Join us at halftime for some interviews.
Let me introduce you to the BF Goodrich All-Terrain TA KO2 tire. With technology designed to conquer the harshest terrain on Earth, the KO2 is BF Goodrich's toughest all-terrain tire ever. And now, that Baja-born toughness is ready for you. Whether you're at work or at play, take on your toughest road challenges with confidence. Turn to the experts at Wayland Tire to find the right BF Goodrich tire for whatever you drive.
Wayland Tire. We know tires.
What it takes to win is just a total commitment.
It takes, obviously, a lot of preparation.
Focus is everything. It's a high-level game. Tobacco impedes on everything you do in life, whether it's school, sports, work.
Our generation is going to be the next face of America, so refocusing on a tobacco-free generation is really crucial to our future as a country.
I'm refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
Refocus on a tobacco-free generation.
I am refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
I'm refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
There's a place where higher education starts at a higher elevation and rises from there. Located in the heart of the Rockies, Carroll College raises the bar with small classes taught by award-winning professors, more than 60 majors, minors, and pre-professional programs, and year-round outdoor fun over every horizon. Carroll College, aspire to go higher.
And we're back at the Carroll College PE Center where Rocky Mountain College has a 19-14 lead at halftime. Bruce Parker and Joe McMahon, joined now by the commish, Kent Paulson. And commish, what a great season of basketball. What a great season thus far in the Frontier Conference.
It really has been, Bruce. You know, we say that every year. Parity up and down, and honest to goodness, the 7th place team was equally good to the 1st place team and everybody in between. You had to come to play every Thursday, Friday, Saturday.
Well, you have to be proud as a conference commissioner to have 6 teams ranked in the top 20 polls, and a lot of teams going to go on to the national tournaments. But the Frontier Conference is really building up a reputation.
We really are. We definitely are noticed out here on the west end of the Mississippi River, and Bruce, I think this year it's safe to say, as I said last night in the awards presentation, that we're going to get 3 teams on the men's side. Certainly Carroll, Western, and Lewis Clark State College, and I really think on the women's side. We're going to get our 2 teams here tonight, along with Montana Western and the University of Providence. I just feel real confident that we're going to have 4 teams down in Billings next week.
Now, you had a number of Frontier athletes at the indoor track championships. The football teams in the Frontier have done well. The soccer, everything seems to be going real well. What are you looking at as a commissioner for some goals in the Frontier Conference as we look towards the future?
Well, I think, Bruce, it goes without saying, too many teams in a given sport is better than not enough, and there's no secret that we would love to, in the sports of basketball and volleyball, we'd love to find that 8th team. In football, I think that we're going to grow from 8 to 9 and maybe even 10 someday, and I think, too, our cross country, our golf, our other sports that we have, for example, Montana Tech this year is going to be now for next fall adding cross country, and so those are the neat things. More opportunities certainly for student athletes. Just that rich experience that we can provide. Not only the sports, but first and foremost to get a great education.
Yeah, you talk tournaments, and you're going to be going to both of them. You're going to be at the men's and the women's, but the women's tournament in Billings, March 14th through the 20th. The men in Kansas City and Kent, they are just a lot of fun.
Well, the Billings tournament, Bruce, thank you so much for everything you've done to bring that to the state of Montana and certainly the Frontier Conference. And, with those 4 teams we're talking about, guess what? All Montana teams. And we're really hoping that our folks out there that are viewing this, making plans and coming down to the Metra next week and cheering their teams on.
And Kent, as you look towards this game tonight, maybe some keys. You're a former basketball coach.
Yeah, well, I tell you what, I think, as I was saying, I think both teams are a little tight tonight. The thing about it is that on defense, they know what's the offense is doing. So I think there's a little, predetermined movement out there. They're anticipating, and I think the second half things will open up.
Kent, always great to see you.
You bet, Bruce.
Great job in the tournament.
You're a great friend. Thank you.
So the U.S. Bank halftime report will continue with Rocky Mountain on top by 5.
My name is Philip Davis. I'm from Boone, North Carolina, and I'm a senior in the Aeronautical Science program.
My name is Margaret Cleveland. I'm a freshman from Broadview, Montana.
Hi, I'm Melvin Ware, a senior from Dunmore, Montana.
Did you know that RMC awarded over $11 million in scholarships this year?
Did you know that 99% of Rocky students receive scholarships?
Thank you for enabling us to be first-generation college students.
Thank you for your investment in our Impact Today, Transform Tomorrow campaign in support of our new facilities.
Thank you for giving me a chance.
Thank you!
Let me introduce you to the BF Goodrich All-Terrain TA KO2 tire. With technology designed to conquer the harshest terrain on Earth, the KO2 is BF Goodrich's toughest all-terrain tire ever. And now, that Baja-born toughness is ready for you. Whether you're at work or at play, take on your toughest road challenges with confidence. Turn to the experts at Wayland Tire to find the right BF Goodrich tire for whatever you drive.
Wayland Tire. We know tires.
Hey man, got some chew?
No, man. This stuff's dangerous.
Hey, can I get a dip?
No way.
Why not?
Give me one good reason.
It's full of toxic chemicals.
It rots your teeth, and it causes cancer.
Prove it.
It says so right in the can.
Well, why do you do it?
So then why do you chew?
Back at the Carroll College PE Center, it is halftime, and a good basketball game unfolding in front of us. The Rocky Mountain Battling Bears lead Carroll College, the women's team, 19-14. I'm joined by Charlie Gross, the athletic director here at Carroll College. And wow, you've been busy the last couple of days, Charlie.
Yeah, we've been fortunate to be able to host both the men's and the women's championship games, semifinal games. Helena has been blessed with some good basketball because this past weekend we had divisionals, AA divisionals in town. So if you like basketball, there was a good game to watch someplace.
Definitely so, and there's more to come for Carroll College basketball-wise next week. I don't know how you're going to do it, but you're going to have to be at 2 national tournaments at the same time.
Yeah, thank goodness we've got a staff that likes basketball and is willing to go where we decide to put them. And I think I'll be heading to Billings to watch our women play and watch some good other Montana teams play in Billings, and hopefully somebody from the Frontier Conference can advance.
There you go. Well, the Frontier Conference always tough on both the men and women's side again this year. That certainly is true. 3 representatives probably in that tournament, both tournaments, both the men's and women's from the Frontier.
Yeah, it's been a fun season to watch basketball this year. There's been a lot of parity. There's good depth. Any night, anyone can beat anyone in the conference.
Isn't that true? I mean, a team like Montana Tech that had an off year, you catch them on the right night, they can beat just about anybody, and it's been that way all year long. And when you play teams 2-3 times, you get to know them pretty well. There's no secrets, so you better come out with your A game and play hard the entire game.
Well, that's the unique thing within the Frontier Conference. With the number of teams, 7, and the geographic location that we are, there's really no other way to do it but play each other 3 times. Now, if we had a couple more teams in the league, maybe we could do that. But to have the number of games to create a number of games so that you can have a record that has 20, 25 games in it, you've got to play each other 3 times.
Definitely do. Softball coming this way this spring, so for Carroll College, a new sport for them. It's been on the agenda for a few years now, and they've had some success.
Yeah, right now we're down in Phoenix playing. We were supposed to play our first home game last weekend.
What happened there?
We didn't play it. We scheduled it for a couple weeks later. And we're scheduled actually to be here next weekend also. So we're going to have to either get the shovels out or the sun's going to have to get a lot warmer.
Yeah. But golf as well has been a big sport. Track is just a big meet happened last weekend.
Yeah, we were at the national meet in Pittsburgh, Kansas. We did well. Harry Clark has done a wonderful job with that program, and we look forward to the outdoor season.
That's awesome. Well, thanks for joining us, Charlie. It's a fabulous game going on tonight. Thanks for helping get this ready to go, and congratulations to the Saints.
You're welcome, Joe.
All right, so we'll be back with the first half statistics and some highlights. We're back after these messages.
There's a place where higher education starts at a higher elevation and rises from there. Located in the heart of the Rockies, Carroll College raises the bar with small classes taught by award-winning professors, more than 60 majors, minors, and pre-professional programs, and year-round outdoor fun over every horizon. Carroll College, aspire to go higher.
Opportunity is everywhere. That is why I love my job at Opportunity Bank of Montana. I get to help my neighbors with business and agriculture loans, including new equipment loans. I understand that people need a bank they can rely on. You see, I grew up here with the eastern high plains out our front door and the crazy mountains in our backyard. Come see me, Brandy, or one of my colleagues at Opportunity Bank of Montana. Your local bank, your opportunity.
Back at the Carroll College B Center halftime, and we thank our guests, both Kent Paulson and Charlie Gross, two guys that, one that does it for the conference and one that does it here at Carroll, but have a lot of what's going on here can be credited to those guys. Kent Paulson has been a fabulous commissioner in the Frontier Conference.
Yeah, he has, Joe. He's made the conference take leaps and bounds as far as on the national picture, and he works really hard. He's a guy that everybody in the conference likes and works hard for and with, and He's just a good man, and former principal at Whitefish High School, former head basketball coach at CM Russell High School.
So we look at the first half statistics. The field goal percentage is nothing to write home about, folks. You can see the best we got is 22%.
Yeah, I don't
Carroll.
think this is going to be used on any shooting video.
Carroll yet to get a 3 down. Free throw percentage, both teams 100% from there, but turnovers really, Carroll 14, 8 for Rocky. It's just been a turnover fest thus far. Not a lot of rebounds by, well, Carroll's got 21, I should say. Yeah, but those turnovers really jump off the page.
Yeah, and with that many turnovers, Joe, as you know, you can't really get into a flow, and their offense hasn't looked real smooth tonight. And on the other hand, Rocky has missed some shots down low. I think Michaela Jones, their leading scorer, has not scored in this basketball game. And Hannah Dean really has not been a factor for Rochelle Sayers' squad. So I see those two players, Dean and Michaela Jones, both to maybe take over and get it going in the second half.
Speaking of a good post player, you ever beat Neil Peterson? You know anything about him?
Yeah, he was a good player.
Pretty good player?
Yeah, Hall of Famer here at Carroll College. And he's watching tonight down in Arizona. Yeah. And I just got a text from Rob Cashel, the commissioner of the Cascade Conference. Rob, a good friend, former AD at Montana Western, and does a great job as a commissioner as well on the national and the conference level. And so hello to both Rob and Neil, who are watching from afar tonight. And we welcome all of our viewers tonight across the state of Montana into Washington. And this has been a good one. You know, it's not a pretty game thus far, 19-14 at halftime, but both teams playing outstanding defense.
Yeah, we'd like to welcome our network affiliates for today's game. SWX in Billings, Bozeman, Butte, Great Falls, Helena, Kalispell, Missoula, Spokane, Coeur d'Alene, the Tri-Cities, and Yakima. We're just happy to have you enjoying the game along with us in the Great Northwest.
And all the great sponsors we have that make it possible. Our halftime show, of course, sponsored by U.S. Bank. The Game of the Week by Wayland Tire. And then tonight, after the game, we will have the Montana Chevy Dealers Play of the Game and Northwestern Energy Player of the Game. And how about those great sponsors?
That's awesome.
Montana Chevy Dealers and Northwestern Energy. Northwestern Energy, what don't they sponsor when it involves youth and athletics around the state of Montana?
In the state of Montana, they're right on top of it all. You got to be thankful that you have businesses like that in the Big Sky country.
And thanks to SWX, both all around the state of Montana and into Washington. It's been such a great addition to the state of Montana. You know, you can turn your TV on almost any night of the week and watch a high school or a college basketball game, whether it be a Frontier Conference team, Montana, Montana State, high school games, and, of course, rodeo.
Absolutely. We got some bull riding coming up, I think, this week. The Yellow Bull riding, you can see it on your screen there, Wednesday, Friday, those dates. And I was going to be in it, but I'd injured my wrist, and I'm not going to ride.
You would be a big bull rider.
I had it all mapped out, but not going to work because I'm going to have to back out of it.
You know, I love watching bull riding. I worked on the CNFR committee for 15 years in Bozeman, and I just love watching it. But why anybody would get on a bull is beyond me.
I don't know.
Those guys they have a lot of courage.
At some point in their life, they thought about it and thought, that's a good idea. I don't know what they were doing as they were thinking about that, but they should never do that again because, oh, my gosh.
Yes.
That's a
You'd only have to do it once. It would only take once.
That's right. All right, we're underway. Carroll with the ball, as you can see, to start the second half, and right away, Christine Denny heads right down the lane, lays it up and in, and that 5-point halftime lead's cut down to 3.
Yeah, and that was quick. They got a nice set play, and Denny got the basket. She hadn't scored in that first half.
Michaela Jones with it. Carroll's extending their defensive pressure. They'll dump it inside to Brooke Jones. She'll turn, put it up, no good. Rebound, Denny. She had a pretty good look with Christine Denny behind her, but Brooke Jones couldn't get it to go. Kind of hurried that shot a little bit, and Carroll cleared it. Hannah Dean with the defensive rebound, and back come the Saints with a chance to pull within one. Or tie it on a triple if they can get one. They'll dump it into Dowdy. Back out it goes, and now back to Dowdy. She's going to turn. Baseline off the glass, no good. Battle for the rebound, and nice job. Brittany Johnson, 9.
9 offensive rebounds. Boy, that's what's kept them in the game.
Well, Una Harrington got 2 on the last possession here at the end of the first half, if you remembered. So Johnson goes to the rack. The junior lays it up and in. And Carroll coming out with a little fire right now. Bruce.
Yeah, remember they started the first quarter jumping out to a 6-0 lead and then kind of went stagnant. But here they've come out and they've run 2 good plays.
Michaela Francis finds Jones underneath, fires it in. Michaela Jones, yep. Second assist for Michaela Francis.
How about Michaela? You know, she can score, and you know she's a really strong 3-point shooter as well.
Hannah Dean down the lane left side, picks up her dribble. Lyman into the paint with the right hand, in the corner right side, 3 ball on the way. It's a bit short from Christine Denny. And Varsity clears it for West Keller's Battling Bears. 21-18, they lead it. Joe McMahon, Bruce Parker from the snowy capital city in Helena, Montana. 1.5 foot or so on the level in town. A lot more up in the mountains. Baseline pass, it's Chamberlain. Shot blocked. Dowdy and Dean both got their hand on it. And Dean pulls it out of there. They'll give Dowdy credit with the block. Dean takes it away.
Yeah, great defensive play there by Dowdy out of Helena Capital. Just stood her ground.
Johnson will back it out. Michaela Jones on her, now to Dean. He's got Brooke Jones keeping track of her. She'll leave it for the Lyman. 3 on the way, and it won't go. She just hasn't been able to dial it in, and Dean has it go off her knee out of bounds.
You know, these teams are both pretty good shooting teams. As we look at this block
Got
down
a media
low.
timeout coming. 21-18 Saints. Trailing it by 3 as we go to the first timeout of the second half. We will be back after this message.
Truck manufacturers these days are producing some pretty powerful trucks. That's why we designed the Michelin Defender LTX MS tire. It's built with stronger advanced compounds that hold up to tougher conditions. The Defender LTX MS has outstanding all-season traction and excellent fuel efficiency backed by our 70,000-mile warranty. So whether it's a working truck or you're hauling your snowmobile or boat, you'll get the most out of every mile. Turn to the experts to find the right Michelin tire for whatever you drive.
Wayland Tire. We know tires.
From the 2 trucks over here, I want you to pick a new truck for your mom or dad, knowing that they could possibly pass it down to you one day.
Cool.
But before you decide, you should know that Chevy Silverados are the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road, which means that Ford F-150s are not. Which truck would you pick?
The Chevy.
The Chevy?
The Chevy.
That was obvious.
Get a total value of over $9,600 on this Silverado All-Star when you finance with GM Financial. See your Montana Chevy dealers.
Back at the Carroll College PE Center, 3-point advantage for the Battling Bears. Both teams headed to Billings for the NAIA tournament. Billings, Montana, the host site for 2nd year in a row. And UM Western should join these 2 teams down there as well. So 3 teams from the Frontier Conference.
Yeah, Lindsey Woolies did a nice job with the Lady Bulldogs of Montana Western this year. To his credit, they were right in the thick of things, finishing 2nd in the regular season standings.
Ball on the floor, jump ball, and did we get a timeout? Yep, they did. Rocky Mountain got a timeout before the ball was tied up. Looks like we're going to take a timeout here. But it's a media timeout. They're going to take a media timeout. So on the Montana Quitline scoreboard, 21-18 Bears. We're back after this message.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
I'm Nate.
I'm Sarah from Northwestern Energy.
Did you know Northwestern Energy adds that skunky, rotten egg smell to natural gas so you can detect a leak? Natural gas is safe.
But leaks can be dangerous. So if you think you smell a gas leak, follow these safety tips.
Do not attempt to locate the leak. Do not use any electrical switches, appliances, or an open flame.
Get out of the house fast. And from a safe distance, call Northwestern Energy.
Together,
we can deliver a brighter future.
Nestled at the base of the Elkhorn Mountains in Montana City, Montana, the Elkhorn Mountain Inn is your ideal location for superb accommodations and excellent service. Opportunity abounds in the great outdoors with convenient access to lakes, biking and hiking trails, golf courses, fishing excursions, and more. Be sure to experience the various museums, shopping, and restaurants downtown Helena has to offer. We'll provide outstanding service and a warm atmosphere for you, including a continental breakfast and free Wi-Fi. Book your room online at elkhornmountainin.com or give us a call, 406-442-6625.
Back at the PE Center, and mentioned during the timeout, we gave the first team all conference for the men, but there's a second team, and honorable mention. There's a lot of guys that were given some recognition today in the Frontier Conference.
Yeah, if we get our next break, we can maybe try to get some of those announced, because a lot of great players in the Frontier.
You bet.
Well, it was just a fun year to watch basketball if you're a basketball fan in Montana and even into Lewiston, Idaho.
Kayla Johnson to the baseline. Lyman staying with her. Pretty good matchup of quickness there. Down the lane goes Brooke Jones. Off the glass, up and in over Dowdy. Jones just glides down the lane. She's just a pretty good all-around player. Good find for Wes Keller. Started her career, as Bruce mentioned in our opening, right here at Carroll. Found her way to Rocky after, I think, one other stop along the way.
Yeah, Dawson Community College in Glendive.
So Denny will turn, fire it up with her left hand. That goes out of bounds. And it'll be Carroll ball on the baseline. Last touch by Rocky Mountain. Carroll with 13 seconds on the shot clock, trailing it by 5. Lyman's entry pass kicked out of bounds by Farsi. You got to give credit to Rocky's defense tonight. It's been solid, and it's getting tighter as the game goes on.
Well, this is the 4th time these two teams have met. There's very few surprises on what they're going to run or what they're going to do, and so these coaches have had some time to work on this and get ready for tonight's game, and it shows on the defense.
Dean starts down the lane hesitantly. Gets Jones, gets in front of her. Whistle, foul on Brooke. Dean's going to go to the free throw line. We'll watch the replay. Hannah Dean just patient with that left-hand dribble, kind of a couple of hesitations, and then she accelerated to the basket and reached underneath Brooke Jones's right arm, drew the foul.
Hannah Dean, the 6'1 junior out of Gardner, Montana, 73% on the season. She's quite possibly an all-conference first-team selection. That will be announced tomorrow by Wally Felt, the Frontier Conference Information Director.
Gets the second one. Carroll down by 3 with 6.5 to play in quarter number 3. Joe McMahon, Bruce Parker with you. Glad you could join us on SWX for Frontier Conference Championship Basketball. Cross-court pass, knocked out of bounds, last touch by Hannah Dean, so it will stay with Rocky.
That was what you'd call a dangerous pass.
Yes, it is. If you can maintain possession after something like that, the stars are aligned in your favor on the evening. Farsvik looking for the inbound pass, gets it with Denny all over her, or excuse me, Johnson. 7 seconds on the shot clock. Farsvik's heading to the basket down the right side, floats it up, no good. Lyman, shortest gal on the court, goes up and gets a rebound and escapes the pressure. And we got a whistle. Michaela Jones picks up her 3rd personal foul. The look on Wes Keller's face wasn't one of, I'm not really impressed with that foul, Michaela. What are you doing?
Yeah, it's a long ways away from the basket.
Yes, it is. Justin Jewell will check in at the next opportunity for Coach Keller. That's Hannah Dean. Lyman, the freshman, into the lane. Again, Bailey Pasta not playing tonight as Lyman throws it away. And that's turnover number 15 for the Fighting Saints. It's never good to lose your senior leader, but one game before the championship game.
Yeah, that hurts. And she had a great season, leading them to a 14-4 conference record, 23 wins.
And she was the leader, not just on the floor, but of the team. So back comes Rocky Mountain College with the basketball. They lead it by 3. They led it by 5 at the half. Brooke Jones to Farsvik. Right side. Michaela Jones into Francis. Her shot no good. Rebound Brittany Johnson for Carroll. So the Saints with a chance to hit a triple here to tie this back up. They led early 6-0. But Rocky's been in control since there. There's that 3 ball I was talking about. Brittany Johnson dials it up from the right-hand side, knocks it down, and that might be a shot that gets Carroll turned around.
Yeah, Brittany Johnson made 2 in the last meeting between these two teams with under 45 seconds left to tie the game up and put it into overtime.
Farsvik on the drive, has it knocked off her lane out of bounds. Hannah Dean got a hand on it and knocked it off her leg. So a turnover for Rocky. That is their 9th turnover of the game. Carroll still leads in that department. They have 14. Lyman. Left side to Christine Denny. To Hannah Dean. 3 from Lyman on the way, good. Couple of triples and Carroll up by 3. 26-23. Wes Keller can feel the momentum start to shift. Let's see if he can get it stopped. Markela Francis to Michaela Jones.
Yeah, outscoring Rocky by 8 here to start this third quarter.
Goes to Michaela Jones, and we got a whistle and a St. foul. Christine Denny, the freshman point guard out of Fairfield, Washington. Liberty High School in Fairfield. We'll see it on the replay. Christine trying to come around and tip that ball away from her. Kind of a weak pass to Michaela Jones, who was coming from the baseline. And a little physical contact there. Farsfeet with it out of the inbound to Jewell. 4 minutes to play, halfway through the third quarter. 3-point St. lead. Michaela Jones into the lane over Dowdy. Gets it back on the miss, right back up. No good. Rebound Dowdy. Dowdy really trying to stay away from picking up foul number 4. And we got a Rocky Mountain foul. And if it's Michaela Jones, that is her 4th. Dowdy trying to avoid her 4th.
Wow.
And Michaela Jones ends up getting it. We can see it on the replay. She gets this rebound and is trying to turn, get rid of that basketball. Brooke Jones is all over her. And Michaela Jones reaches in and fouls her.
Michaela on the bench can't do you much good, so she's going to have to sit down probably till midway through the fourth quarter with 4 fouls.
Christine Denny with it now to Hannah Dean. Brooke Jones on her, starts into the lane, almost travels right back out to Lyman. To the baseline, floated up, that won't go, but she'll go to the free throw line. She ended up in a matchup, Justin Jewell trying to keep track of her, and a little bit of quickness edge that in that matchup to Lyman. She took advantage of that. The freshman out of Spokane went right to the basket, and Jewell fouled her. She just hit a big triple to give Carroll their first lead in a long time. She misses that free throw.
Might have been one of the first misses from either team from the free throw line tonight.
You're right, it was the first miss. Both teams had been 100% up to that point. Not so from the field, however. She gets 1 of 2. Carroll shooting 30% from the field. Rocky just 19% on the game. So back comes the Battling Bears. They trail by 4. Jewell with it, being pressured to Chamberlain. Alicia, a couple of pounds with the right hand, hands it right back to Jewell. Now Brooke Jones. We got a whistle and a St. foul on Lyman. Carroll has extended their defense from inside the three-point line here in the second half out about another 5 to 6 feet and just pressuring everything.
Yeah, really have picked up the pressure.
It's made a difference.
And Rocky's having trouble running their offense right now.
So Farsfeet will work to the left side. Here comes the double team. Goes into Francis, to Jewell, around the defender. Back out to Francis as Carroll recovers, and Markela will fire it up. She'll knock down a much-needed jump shot. She hit one in the first half from the same spot on the opposite end of the court. Knocks that one down to make it 27-25.
Yeah, we talked about her skills as a shooter from the outside, and she has shown that a couple times tonight.
5 points on the evening for Markela. Wagner trying to enter the ball to Dean, and it's a turnover. Another turnover for Carroll. That is number 15. Farsfeet. Setting up the offense. In it goes to Brooke Jones. She's going to turn, look underneath for Francis. Not available. Right back to Brooke. Into the lane, stolen away. Great help defensively by Brittany Johnson. She just reached in and took it from her. Carroll with under 2 to go, up by 2. They trailed by 5 here to start the second half. Have outscored the Bears by 7. Down the lane, Dean, and we got a whistle and a foul on Brooke Jones.
Yeah, a couple more free throws for Carroll College.
Brooke just picked up her 3rd personal foul. We'll watch it on the replay. As down the lane goes Dean on the right side. Just gets a step ahead of Brooke Jones. She ends up fouling her. She'll hit that free throw. Pretty good basketball game. Again, these two teams have played 3 times. Carroll's won twice, both times in Billings. 2 of the 3 have gone to overtime. Hannah knocks down the second one. Carroll back up by 4. We could be heading for another overtime. You never know. It's back and forth. 2 very evenly matched ball clubs. Jewel with it. Baseline drive around Salonen. She goes right through a defender, and Jewel will pick up the offensive foul. Hannah Dean steps in and takes the charge.
Now, Carroll's defense has really picked up here in this third quarter, as you mentioned.
We got the replay. You can see as Jewel kind of out of control gets to the baseline, and Hannah Dean right there. But yeah, they have picked it up pressure-wise. Wagner with it for Carroll. Into the lane, Salonen. She'll turn, put it up with the right hand. That won't go. Tries to tip it. But Chamberlain snags the rebound for Rocky. 65 seconds. 70 seconds to go here. And a turnover. Varsity threw it right to Dean. 3-on-1. Dean will go to the rack, put it up. Offensive foul, Hannah Dean. What a job by Varsity. She's got a 3-on-1. She's the one, and she draws an offensive foul on Hannah Dean.
Yeah, great job by Haley, the senior. Michaela Dowdy's going to come back in. Had a little foul trouble as well tonight.
Yep. Dean just picked up her third personal foul. So the only one with 4 of significance is Michaela Jones. She's on the bench. Ball over to the right side. That's Ebony Jackson. 3-ball on the way up and in from Farspeed. Brings the Battling Bears back within 1. 29-28 with 44 seconds to go.
The one thing you know for sure when these two teams get together, there's not going to be any blowouts.
Salonen.
Close ones, all 3 this year.
Yes, they have been. Salonen with the left hand in the paint. Good defense by Michaela Francis. Backdoor cut by Lyman to the baseline. 8 seconds on the shot clock. They're down to 5. Lyman into the lane with the dribble hop. Floated up, no good. Rebound tipped out. Controlled by Salonen. So Lyman just tipped that ball back out to Salonen so they could secure the offensive rebound and get the last shot with 7 seconds on the game clock. Salonen's 3-ball up and in. Salonen knocks it down, and that's it. Farspeed's not paying any attention to how much time's left. And we've reached the end of the third quarter. On the Montana Quick Lines Tobacco scoreboard, 32-28 Saints. We are back after this message.
What it takes to win is just a total commitment.
It takes obviously a lot of preparation.
Focus is everything. It's a high-level game. Tobacco impedes on everything you do in life, whether it's school, sports, work.
Our generation is going to be the next face of America, so refocusing on a tobacco-free generation is really crucial to our future as a country.
I'm refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
Refocus on a tobacco-free generation.
I am refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
I'm refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
From the 2 trucks over here, I want you to pick a new truck for your mom or dad, knowing that they could possibly pass it down to you one day.
Cool.
But before you decide, you should know that Chevy Silverados are the most dependable, longest-lasting, full-size pickups on the road, which means that Ford F-150s are not. Which truck would you pick?
The Chevy.
The Chevy?
The Chevy.
That was obvious.
Get a total value of over $9,600 on this Silverado All-Star when you finance with GM Financial. See your Montana Chevy dealers.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
I'm Nate.
I'm Sarah from Northwestern Energy.
Did you know Northwestern Energy adds that skunky, rotten egg smell to natural gas so you can detect a leak? Natural gas is safe.
But leaks can be dangerous. So if you think you smell a gas leak, follow these safety tips.
Do not attempt to locate the leak. Do not use any electrical switches, appliances, or an open flame.
Get out of the house fast. And from a safe distance, call Northwestern Energy.
Together,
Together, we can deliver a brighter future.
Underway in quarter 4, Rocky Mountain with the basketball, trailing by 4. Haley Farspeed with Lyman on her.
Now Carroll with an 18-9 advantage in that third quarter.
Looks like Carroll's jumped into a 2-3 zone for the first possession here of the fourth quarter. We're down to 3 seconds. Farspeed will fire up a 3 and catch nothing. Carroll switched that defense to start the fourth quarter, and really Rocky, it took them a while. They didn't respond.
Yeah, right down till the end of the shot clock, and they had to throw up Haley had to throw up a long one.
So key possession here for the Saints. So it looks like Rocky staying in there man-to-man. Up off the glass with the left hand, shot no good. Ball put up by Christine Denny. Couldn't get it to fall. Farspeed will clear it for Rocky. Makes a circular motion with her left hand, left index finger. Let's run this rotation offense. They'll start left side to Chamberlain. Trying to recognize the defense. Looks like Carroll's still sitting in that zone. Justin Jewell. Chamberlain in the corner. Farspeed's got a shot at it. Banks it in.
Not easy to bank it in from the baseline.
Almost impossible to do that. She'll say she intended to, but it counts. 32-31, big shot from her.
Yeah, a couple threes now for Haley.
Into the lane, there goes Wagner off the glass, no good. Rebound, Dowdy's battling for it. She's got it, then she brings it down. She'll put it back up with the right hand whistle. Ebony Jackson, I think, is going to be called for a foul. It seems like if there's something going on underneath the basket, Michaela Dowdy's in the game, she's in the middle of it. She's a scrapper.
Yeah, let's look at their offense. How about this? They have 30 rebounds. 11 of them are offensive for Carroll College. It's paid off tonight, especially here in the second half.
Taylor Salonen has 5 rebounds to lead the way for Carroll. Dowdy with 4, misses that first free throw. Saints up by 1, 8:22 to play. The winner will claim the Frontier Conference Tournament Championship. Here comes Hannah Dean in to replace Michaela Dowdy.
Yeah, the only automatic, well, Rocky Mountain College has an automatic as the host, but they would have made it anyways, ranked in the top 20. But the automatic is the winner of the postseason tournament.
Yep. Ebony Jackson has it on the right side now for Rocky. Farspeed. 8 minutes to play. Jewell will go to the baseline. Nice dish to Jackson. We got a whistle on the shot and a Saint foul.
Yeah, I think Ebony Jackson will go to the line to shoot for Rocky Mountain College.
Wagner picks up that personal foul, her second personal foul. So Ebony at the free throw line.
Carroll's first miss from the line after 10 straight from the free throw line. Or Rocky's first miss.
Yeah. Ebony Jackson. Brooke Jones going to check in here for Ebony after this free throw. So Carroll will inbound. They lead by 1. 7:57 to go. They led by 6 early. Only to see Rocky open up as much as a 5-point lead. 6-point lead, I guess, at one point. And Carroll's battled back to take a 1-point advantage. Good game. It's what we anticipated. They played 3 times. Total points differential is 3 in those 3 games. It's been close. 6 seconds down the lane. Hannah Dean puts it up, gets the block and the bucket.
Well, I think she turned around and she said, "There's nobody guarding me," and went right to the basket. Good job as we take a look at it.
The opportunity bank replay. Yeah, Hannah Dean catches it, turns, heads to the basket. Jewell gets over there to try and help, but she's a little late. Way too deep under the basket. So timeout on the court, 35-32, a media timeout. We'll be back after this message.
Let me introduce you to the BF Goodrich All-Terrain TA KO2 tire. With technology designed to conquer the harshest terrain on Earth, the KO2 is BF Goodrich's toughest all-terrain tire ever. And now, that Baja-born toughness is ready for you. Whether you're at work or at play, take on your toughest road challenges with confidence. Turn to the experts at Wayland Tire to find the right BF Goodrich tire for whatever you drive.
Wayland Tire. We know tires.
What it takes to win is just a total commitment.
It takes, obviously, a lot of preparation.
Focus is everything. It's a high-level game. Tobacco impedes on everything you do in life, whether it's school, sports, work.
Our generation is going to be the next face of America, so refocusing on a tobacco-free generation is really crucial to our future as a country.
I'm refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
Refocus on a tobacco-free generation.
I am refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
I'm refocused on a tobacco-free generation.
Back at the Carroll College PE Center, and My friend, quite an honor, and congratulations. They recognized you here, announcing
thanks,
what you
Joe.
learned last night. And,
Pretty humbling, and you know, I said it last night too, and I mean it. You know, this is a team award, and we had great coaches and great student athletes, and the administration at Rocky was just superb and worked well with us, and it was a good run for almost 4 years at Rocky.
Absolutely. Hannah Dean knocks it down. The Saints back up by 4.
But these seem like huge leads when they get up 4 or 5.
Yeah. Insurmountable. Not quite. I bet the Battling Bears have a few runs left in them. There are more words to be written in this story as the ball knocked out of bounds. It'll stay with Rocky. Hannah Dean has turned up her defensive pressure in the second half.
Yeah, I think when you watch this defense now, especially when Haley Farsfeed, who's made a couple threes, when she gets the basketball, they're not giving her any open looks.
Nope, they're all over her. She's got it now. She'll swing it left side. Michaela Jones back in the game with 4 fouls to Brooke Jones. She's going to turn on Dean off the glass. Nicely done.
Well, I've seen her do that a lot this year. She's really talented, and when she gets the ball down in that low block, tough to stop.
So Lyman will work the left side this time for Carroll. Dean coming over to post up with Brooke Jones behind her. One-on-one, she'll back her in, put it up with the right hand. Couldn't get it to go. It got a good look. Good quick move. Got some space between herself and her defender. She just couldn't knock it down. And it's a 2-point game. Rocky down 2 with the basketball. Markayla Francis turns, faces up, says, I'll just shoot it. Why not?
Well, that's 3 of those she's made tonight. Yep. You talked about that when she made the first one.
Yep.
They give her the look, and she'll take it.
And she usually won't shoot it right away. She'll look baseline first. If there's nothing there and they back off, she's going to let it go. And why not? Good shooter. Salonen to Hannah Dean. 6 minutes to play. It's a knotted up 36 game, and change that. Christine Denny banks it in from the top of the lane for a deuce.
So the banks are one apiece.
Yeah, they are. Neither one of them called it either, but they count. It was Farsfeed on this end for Rocky earlier, and Denny that time from the top of the key. Farsfeed is going to push it to the right side. 12 seconds on the shot clock. Markayla Francis with it. Dean's going to come out and apply some pressure. They'll lob it into Jones, knocked loose by Brittany Johnson, and Lyman cannot save it from going out of bounds.
Good hustle there by Lyman. She's played well in a tough role for a freshman. Has to come in and start for a senior who has some injury problems, and she's done a nice job.
Salonen's going to sit down. Into the game is Michaela Dowdy, so it's first 5 in the game right now for Carroll. They dump the ball into Markayla Francis over Dowdy, knocks it down. Big shot after big shot, and we're knotted at 38. You know, both these teams know they're going to that tournament, but they want to go on a victory. They're not just satisfied with getting there. They want that trophy. They want to be cutting down the nets. The ball goes into Dowdy. She'll turn, put it up, knocked back out of bounds.
Yeah, the commissioner and Charlie Gross, who he had both of them at halftime. Well, we had 2 special guests at halftime, but they'll hand out the championship trophy and the individual medals to the winner tonight.
Christine Denny into the lane, put it up off the glass. Or excuse me, Johnson shot no good. Farsfeed will clear it for Rocky. And Wes Keller wants to talk it over with 5 minutes to go. It's knotted up at 38. Montana Tobacco quit line scoreboard, 38 apiece. We're back after these messages.
My financial education basically just consisted of advice my parents gave to me.
They start becoming more aware of what their money is doing and what they're doing with their money.
It's relative, it's timely, it's fresh.
Very engaging, it's easy to follow, and it's interesting.
A lot of our classes are preparing us for college and to think, but this one is preparing us for life.
Our mission here at Opportunity Bank is to provide strong financial futures for Montanans, and we believe that financial literacy plays a big role in that.
If you got $5, you could get like 9.96 inches of sandwich. Woo! Or you can get a real meal with a charbroiled double cheeseburger, dog, fries, and a cookie. The $5 All-Star Meals, only at Hardee's. If you got $5, you could fill up on a gas station burrito that tastes like diesel and sadness. Or you can choose a real meal with 3 hand-breaded chicken tenders, fries, and a cookie. The $5 All-Star Meals, only at Hardee's.
5 minutes left to go in this basketball game in regulation. 38 apiece, and I said regulation because they've met 3 times, and 2 of them have gone to overtime this year. So nobody would be surprised should we play an extra period here.
No, it's been they've just been wars this year. Like you mentioned, Joe, 3 points separate the teams in the 3 games, and 2 of them went to overtime. I wouldn't be surprised to see an extra period tonight.
Rocky ranked number 18 in the country. Carroll number 11. The NAIA polls. New ones to come out this week. Michaela Jackson will back it out, set the offense. She'll get a screen from Farspeed, give it right back to her on the switch to the baseline. Nicely done. They knew if they ran that pick and roll, they'd probably get a switch, and they'd get Brittany Johnson on Farspeed, and they took advantage of it.
Yeah, I think Haley's been the difference here in this second half to get Rocky back on top by 2.
So the Bears back up a lead. It's been back and forth. Dowdy has it on the baseline. She'll back it in with the left hand, put it up over Markayla Francis. She just kept pushing until she got deep in the paint and just powered it up and in. Back to a 40-point game. Knotted up at 40 each. Farspeed at the high post now. She'll start down the lane, dump it underneath the Francis. Shot blocked by Dean. But Wes Keller screaming for a foul. The official right there must have been clean.
That's a possibility for the Montana Chevy Dealers play of the game.
That was a big block right there. Brittany Johnson. Hannah Dean with it now out of Gardner. She'll fire it up and get it to fall in. 2-pointer just from inside the arc puts Carroll back up by 2. As Michaela Jones goes to the basket, we got a whistle. Brittany Johnson, the junior out of Spokane, picks up that foul.
Out of bounds, Rocky. Both teams a long ways away from shooting the bonus, or the 2 shots in this one.
Saints up by 2.
I like that. I like the quarters, and I like the 5 fouls and then 2 shots.
Different from the men's game. Markayla Francis gets the ball back out to Michaela Jones. Looking for Farspeed. She'll dump it in. Some help from the backside, and Dean with a steal. Dean's just played great interior defense in the second half. She's come up with blocks and steals. She's taken a couple charges. She's just led the way in the defensive end here in the second half for Carroll. And she's played some heavy minutes. Christine Denny looking to get the ball into Hannah. Instead, they'll back it out and set it up. Jaden Lyman to Dowdy. To Christine Denny. We're down to 2 seconds on the shot clock. And they try and get something up, and it's a shot clock violation. Great defense again by Rocky Mountain College.
Yeah, you know, both teams. We can't say enough about the defense tonight for both teams. They've got after it. They've had help defense on both ends. Yeah, it's been a defensive battle if you've ever seen one. It's like a 1-0 game in baseball where there's not many hits.
Francis, right side in the corner, back out of the elbow to Farspeed. They'll swing it around the opposite way in front of the Rocky bench. That's Michaela Jones, finds Farspeed. Now to Brooke Jones. She'll step back, fire a 3. Off the back of the rim, it skips off, and rebound, guess who? Hannah Dean has been all over the boards defensively for Carroll here in the second half. She's just had a phenomenal second half of action. Dowdy with it now. They'll back way off her, give her that shot. She doesn't want it. She'll leave it for Brittany Johnson. To Christine Denny. Into the lane with the left hand. Backs it down. Dowdy to Dean. 4 seconds on the shot clock. Out it goes. 3-ball on the way. Bang! Brittany Johnson. Puts Carroll up by 5 with under 2 to play. It has been a battle. Let's see what the Battling Bears can come up with. Coach Wes Keller's going to call a timeout. Montana Tobacco quit line scoreboard, 45-40. Carroll with a 5-point advantage. You mentioned earlier in the broadcast, Bruce, that down in Billings, Brittany Johnson hit a couple of critical threes with under a minute to go to secure a victory for Carroll. She just hit a big shot again.
Yeah, that was a big shot. That's their biggest lead here in the second half. And I'll tell you what they did more than anything is they used all the shot clock, and they used a lot of game clock there to get to that 5-point lead. And you make a big shot like that, it usually pays dividends for you in the end. And Brittany Johnson, I watched her hit those 2 in Billings, and They were tough shots, I'm telling you. And then they go into the overtime period, have all the momentum, and get the win. But these two teams are going to wait till tomorrow afternoon, probably all have a pizza party somewhere or go to an establishment and watch the selection show and see who they'll play in Billings on March 14th through the 20th.
Will they both play on Wednesday?
Not necessarily.
I think so, yeah.
There's opening round games on Wednesday and Thursday, and all of them can't play that first day. I know if I was Carroll, I'd want to play on the first day just because it gives you more time to recuperate.
Free ball for Michaela Jones, no good. Francis with the rebound, that's no good. We got a whistle on the rebound before the putback and a Saint foul. I think Brooke Jones is going to go to the free throw line.
Yeah, good work on the offensive boards there by Rocky Mountain College.
So it'll be just the third team foul on Carroll, just 2 team fouls on Rocky here in the half.
It's a big possession for the Battling Bears, down 5.
Francis from the free throw line knocks down another one. She just has been consistent from that range. She's got 11 points on the game. 3-point game, 1:20 to go. Buckle in, this is going to be a fabulous finish. You can just feel it. Christine Denny will hand back to Lyman. A couple of freshmen on the court now for Coach Sayers. Lyman hesitates to the rack. She'll put it up, blocked from behind by Brooke Jones. What a great defensive play by Brooke Jones. Her team with a chance with under a minute, and the ball down by 3, a chance to tie it up here. Timeout, Coach Keller. We'll keep it here, and as they go over to their respective benches, Wes Keller has a lot of options here in the final 54 seconds, Bruce.
Yeah, I think you look at Michaela Jones or Haley Farf's feed, to shoot the 3, but then you got another player by the name of Alicia Chamberlain who has been known this season to hit big shot after big shot. So they have some options. Brooke Jones can shoot the 3. Markayla Francis can shoot the 3. So all 5 of the athletes on the floor can hit the long-range jumper for Wes Keller.
In this second half, we mentioned that Carroll had a bunch of turnovers in the first half. They're at 17 right now, so I think they've only committed 3 here in the second half.
Yeah, they've done a much better job of taking care of the basketball. They've used a lot of the shot clock. They haven't been running up and down the floor at all. They've really been in the half-court offense and done a good job of using shot clock as they have done in the last couple times down the floor. But still plenty of time left in this one. As we look at it, these two teams have, I think they'll be very representative in the national tournament against good teams. And last year, Rocky Mountain College played Freed Hardeman, undefeated, the #1 team in the nation, and lost by I think 10 or 11. And Carroll did not make it last year, but Carroll has had great success in past tournaments, as Rochelle Sayers is a very smart coach, and she knows how to play, and she's got a guy by the name of Gary Turcott on her bench who's been to a lot of national tournaments as well.
19 seconds on the shot clock as the Battling Bears inbound. Michaela Jones with the ball in her hands. Brittany Johnson trying to keep track of her. It's Markayla Francis with it now. Back to Jones, and a shot partially blocked. And we got a partially blocked shot by Hannah Dean, and Carroll gains possession. We've got a foul on Rocky, and that's just their third team foul, third or fourth. Just their third team foul, so if they need to stop the clock here to get the ball back, they've got to commit a few more fouls. Ball in quickly, up ahead to Dean. She'll push it up the right side. Alicia Chamberlain quickly over, and Dean covers up waiting for the foul to come. She'll go to the free throw line. So Jones is going to foul out. Michaela is going to sit down. Justin Jewell will check in.
Yeah, she had to commit that foul to try to get the ball back. And
just a 3-point game with 32 seconds. There's a lot of time left on the clock, Bruce. This game far from over. Carroll's going to inbound. No free throws. 4th team foul on the Bears. Ball comes into Hannah Dean. Here comes the double team. She's in a bit of trouble. Almost loses it. It's on the floor, and we got a timeout. Carroll gets a timeout. Coach Sayers takes one as she sees Dowdy struggling on the floor and about to get tied up. And the possession arrow is in favor of Carroll.
Yeah.
45-42.
Joe Dowdy, 65% free throw shooter. Denny, 72%. Lyman, 73% from the free throw line. Hannah Dean, 73%. So pretty good free throw shooting team on the season. It's almost 70%. Well, these Carroll teams know how to shoot.
Yeah,
the men's team last night was phenomenal.
83%, I think they average them. They lead the NAI, the men's team does.
Yeah, they lead it in free throw and field goal and three-point shooting.
Yep.
Amazing shooting last night. And we've seen some much better shooting tonight here in the second half.
Now, the first half was pretty dismal, but the second half, you're right. It is. Both teams have warmed up. Carroll now at 34%, Rocky at 30%. 25.9 ticks left on the clock. Carroll up by 3 with the basketball. Out of this timeout. Michaela Jones has fouled out for Wes Keller. And he could really use her on the floor, although Haley Farsfeet has had a big second half. Big game, actually.
So we'll pick a Montana Chevy Dealers play of the game and the Northwestern Energy player of the game here at the conclusion of this one.
There's Johnson. Johnson to Denny, whistle. Christine Denny's going to go to the free throw line. She's a redshirt freshman.
Brooke Jones, her fourth, team fifth.
She is headed to the free throw line. Shooting 72%. 72% from the line on the season. And she'll get another opportunity. Missed the first one with 21.8 to go. So Dowdy's coming in. Solonen's going to sit down. She gets 1 of 2. It's a 4-point advantage for the Saints. Rocky needs a bucket. They need one quick. We're down to 18 seconds. Farsfeet leaves it for Francis. Takes a look, gives it back to Farsfeet with 12 seconds to go. She'll fire it up over Dowdy. It's a bit strong. Ball comes into the corner. Fired back out to Jones with 5 seconds to go. Chamberlain, 1 pound, 2 ball on the way, no good. Rebound, battle for it, and that's it. Carroll College Fighting Saints win it 46-42. They'll be cutting down the nets here momentarily as they claim the tournament championship. They defeat the Rocky Mountain Battle Bears 46-42. Our player of the game tonight, Hannah Dean from Carroll College.
I think Hannah made big play after big play, whether it was defensively or scoring or rebounding. But the junior out of Gardner, Montana, gets the honor tonight, and she'll have a great tournament at the national tournament down in Billings.
She ends with 15 points on the evening. The play of the game as well, Chevrolet player of the game, was this 3-ball, and it was fired up by Brittany Johnson just moments ago, and that really helped stretch that lead out to 3. They got the free throw, it was 4. And Carroll College hangs on for a 4-point advantage. 46-42, they win it. We'll break away. We'll be back with some final statistics after this.
Truck manufacturers these days are producing some pretty powerful trucks. That's why we designed the Michelin Defender LTX MS tire. It's built with stronger advanced compounds that hold up to tougher conditions. And the Defender LTX MS has outstanding all-season traction and excellent fuel efficiency backed by our 70,000-mile warranty. So whether it's a working truck or you're hauling your snowmobile or boat, you'll get the most out of every mile. Turn to the experts to find the right Michelin tire for whatever you drive.
Wayland Tire. We know tires.
Hey, what's up? Wait, you vape? You're usually such a control freak. I'm addicted. I used to smoke and vape, and the only thing in control was the nicotine. And you have asthma.
Yeah, but mine's just mild.
Doesn't matter. It can still trigger an attack.
I need to quit.
Quitting is the best way to keep your asthma under control. Health in the 406, my friend. It's good. It's getting better.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
I'm Nate.
I'm Sarah from Northwestern Energy.
Did you know Northwestern Energy adds that skunky, rotten egg smell to natural gas so you can detect a leak? Natural gas is safe.
But leaks can be dangerous. So if you think you smell a gas leak, follow these safety tips.
Do not attempt to locate the leak. Do not use any electrical switches, appliances, or an open flame.
Get out of the house fast. And from a safe distance, call Northwestern Energy.
Together,
Together, we can deliver a brighter future.
Well done, back-to-back nights.
Back at the Carroll College PE Center, a 4-point difference is the end. Carroll wins it by 4. That's more points than separated them in 3 games this year, Bruce.
Yeah, it was a good ball game, and I'll tell you, really, the difference in the game, I think, Joe, was the way Carroll came out in that third quarter.
Yeah.
You know, they were down 5 at halftime, came out and took the lead in the third quarter, and just hung on. And it was hanging on because neither team shot the ball well. Both teams played great defense.
Hannah Dean finishes with 15. Brittany Johnson with 10 points, both in double figures tonight. 11 points for Markayla Francis for the Battling Bears and 13 for Haley Farsby, who had just a phenomenal game tonight. Carroll able to handle Michaela Jones, but Farsby had a big night. Neither team shoots very well, but for Carroll, they end up at 35%, 34% from the floor, 29% for Rocky. But a big evening for Carroll College. They add that to their championship men's team from last night. So it's been a couple big days here on the hilltop of the capital city, and it's been fun. It's been a good game.
Yeah, you know, you play hard all year to try to get that #1 seed, then you get the home court advantage, and it was crucial tonight and last night here in the Carroll PE Center.
Well, we're going to wrap it up from the Carroll College PE Center as the trophies are being awarded. The Fighting Saints win it over the Battling Bears from Rocky Mountain College in Billings. The Saints 46, the Bears 42. With Bruce Parker, I'm Joe McMahon. Have a great evening, everybody.
Nestled at the base of the Elkhorn Mountains in Montana City, Montana, the Elkhorn Mountain Inn is your ideal location for superb accommodations and excellent service. Opportunity abounds in the great outdoors with convenient access to lakes, biking and hiking trails, golf courses, fishing excursions, and more. Be sure to experience the various museums, shopping, and restaurants downtown Helena has to offer. We'll provide outstanding service and a warm atmosphere for you, including a continental breakfast and free Wi-Fi. Book your room online at elkhornmountainin.com or give us a call, 406-442-6625.
Bareback riding takes a special kind of person. It takes somebody that's willing to deal with all odds against them. It's the most physically demanding event in rodeo, and there are a lot of guys that chew tobacco, and I've seen my friends have the start of cancer in their lip and they change it from top to bottom rather than quitting, and I've run across guys who have to push a button to speak to me because they've gotten throat cancer, and it takes a special person to ride a bucking horse, and if you can do that, then you can kick the habit of chewing. In rodeo, you never back down from a challenge, so I challenge you, quit chewing today.
Hi, I'm Jamie.
I'm Nate.
I'm Sarah from Northwestern Energy.
Did you know Northwestern Energy adds that skunky, rotten egg smell to natural gas so you can detect a leak? Natural gas is safe.
But leaks can be dangerous. So if you think you smell a gas leak, follow these safety tips.
Do not attempt to locate the leak. Do not use any electrical switches, appliances, or an open flame.
Get out of the house fast. And from a safe distance, call Northwestern Energy.
Together,
we can deliver a brighter future.